Hey guys, this is James from TeaDB, bringing you InBetweenIsode episode number 2 for myself. And so today, in kind of accordance with the tea of the month that I've been drinking a lot of Ripe Pu'erh. So I'm going to show you guys one of the favorite teas from Menghai Tea Factory that I've been drinking, and that is the Purple Ziyun is what it's called. And it's a smaller leaf Ripe Pu'erh, and it's a little bit different than actually the other smaller leaf Ripe Pu'erhs I've had. And you can have a lot of these smaller leaf Ripe Pu'erhs. The Hongyun's really popular. You'll see that around. I think White to Tea also sells a Wuzi Dengke, and those all have smaller leaves. And as people that drink Ripe Pu'erh know, there's actually quite a difference between like these smaller leaf teas and the larger leaf ones like the 8592 or the 7572 that just have a higher, coarser leaf grade. And this is one of my favorites, and I think it actually ends up being a little bit different from those other really small leaf things. And I've done a little bit of research, not a whole ton, and I think one of the reasons is because they tend to mix aged material into this blend, and so it kind of has this unique taste to it. So I'm actually 2 brews into this already, and so this will be my 3rd steeping. And so you can see, you can take a quick look at some of these leaves. I give it my customary 2 rinses and then 2 steeps. So this would be the 5th time that water has touched the leaves. And so we are going to give it a go. So my tetsubin is already hot. And so usually with these Ripe Pu'erhs, actually, I find that a lot of them brew up darker and darker until about the 3rd or 4th steeping, and then they start to fall off, and they fall off often pretty quickly. And so you can see, and I will show you guys the cup, but this is brewing a really, really just dark color. So you can usually give these Ripe Pu'erhs real short flash steeps for up to 4 brews really, and then you can start to extend the time by like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, really play it by feel. And so that's generally how I've been brewing Ripe Pu'erh. So I'm going to go ahead and make another brew while I wait for this to cool down, and let's see how dark it brews up. Pretty dark, so I'm going to let this sit for maybe 10 seconds more, and then it should be good. And steep that. Alright, so you can see that this is not quite as dark. It's a little bit redder. We'll just quickly take a look, as opposed to the really, really dark black cup that I have here. And so I'm going to take a sip. So it's not quite as sweet as other Ripe Pu'erhs, as other Gongting small leaf Ripe Pu'erhs. It's a little bit fruity. Has a really, really nice woody texture. The tea in general is just very aromatic. I could smell it as I was brewing it. So really, really nice tea. I'd say this is probably the favorite. I prefer this actually over the Golden Needle White Lotus, which is really, really popular amongst people and also pretty expensive. And you know, one of the reasons why, if for those that read the Tea of the Months, which I would recommend you all do, just because it's really interesting to kind of compare the teas, is that for raw pu'erh, you're going to drink a lot more just stuff that's kind of like indie labels, boutique labels, stuff away from kind of like the big factory, the Menghai, the Shaguans. And you're going to drink those too, of course. Those are plantation teas. But really, really the good stuff is being done, the higher quality stuff is being done by like Taiwanese labels or even like Western labels that will go in there and press their own cakes. And that's where a lot of the really good material goes. But Ripe Pu'erh, it's kind of a different story, and a lot of that has to do with the ripening process. You need just a whole ton of raw materials, base materials, in order to do the Ripe Pu'erh process. Kind of just to, and there are the factories like Menghai and like Shaguan. These people are the people that have been doing the ripening process for 35, 36 years. And for those of you that aren't familiar, it's a process where over the course of 46 days, I think it's the standard, where they just introduce a ton of humidity to the tea to quickly age it and to simulate that aging process. I'm going to have a quick sip. Really tasty. So as a result, these factories just really know how to do that cooking process. And so they just tend to make, in my opinion, good ripe pu'erh, even if the base material is not the best. So even though I tend to shy away from Dai or Shagwan or Haiwan, for most of their teas that they produce, the raw pu'erhs that they produce, for ripe tea, I really think that Menghai, especially, is the gold standard to go off of. And going with their normal recipes like 7572, 8592, or some of their Hongyang boxes are great ways to just really get introduced to ripe pu'erh. You're not going to get any of that really fishiness or any of that weird funkiness to it. It's all pretty affordable. So I would highly recommend that. And then once you kind of get beyond that and you get interested in a little bit more of the better stuff, then you get to start getting introduced to some of these more premium productions like the Ziyun or the Golden Needle White Lotus, teas like that. So yeah, I'd highly recommend people to check out the Menghai taste and just really try to understand that ripe taste, because I think it's a taste that it's just really friendly for people that are trying to get into ripe pu'erh. Alright, so I'm going to actually sip this cup down real fast. I've been doing a lot of talking. So, just much more of aromatic woodiness to this tea when compared to other ripe pu'erhs. Ripe pu'erhs tend to veer towards that sweet, smooth, and creamy. This definitely has some of it, but it's a little bit different in its basic character. So a little bit more vanilla in this tea. Still super tasty. So yeah, I'd highly recommend that you guys check out this tea. I purchased it from Mandala Tea where it's sold out. I've also almost drank through my complete bit of it, so it passes the drink now test. This is how much I have left, which is hardly anything at all. But I'm sure that if you, for all the internet sleuths out there, you can go track this tea down from a number of different places. But yeah, please give me any feedback if you found this episode useful. If you didn't find it useful, any feedback that you might have for me. I'm open to both positive and negative feedback, of course, just trying to make these things better for you guys. So thank you guys for watching, and please check us out for our regular weekly episodes on Tuesday, as well as articles on Saturday. I'd highly recommend everyone check out that Ripe Pu'erh report as well. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.